I think Kyrie Irving would admit to you that this year has been a lot of ups and downs with his Boston Celtics team. It looks like they've had chemistry issues. It looks like this team has not only not gotten along, but to be honest with you, it looks like they just haven't enjoyed playing with each other at some points. Some points they have looked like a cohesive unit, just not consistently. There have been reports out there that Kyrie Irving is considering joining up with stars like Kevin Durant or Jimmy Butler in NBA free agency. Kyrie Irving has reneged on once saying during a Boston Celtics pep rally at the beginning of the season that he had no plans on leaving Boston to now I'm going to do what's best for me and my family. We've seen some up and downs with this Boston Celtics team, not to mention the struggles of Gordon Hayward, not to mention Kyrie Irving's struggles with the media throughout the season. There's been a lot in Boston this year. But let me make myself clear. Kyrie Irving and his Boston Celtics team has a huge task ahead of them, going up against the number one seeded Milwaukee Bucks that won 60 games in the regular season. They were pretty much number one throughout the regular season. The only team top 5 in offense and total defense was the Milwaukee Bucks. Not even the Golden State Warriors did that this year. Kyrie Irving and his Celtics obviously have their handful. They won't be the favorite in this series. I don't care how much talent they got. And many would argue that Giannis is the best player on the court. Most would say Kyrie is the clutches, but Giannis is overall the best. Kyrie Irving and the Boston Celtics can right all their wrongs from an up and down season. A season that saw them, for the most part of this year, be the 5 seed. And many would argue if Victor Oladipo never tears his ACL, the Boston Celtics are the 5 seed and maybe don't get out of the first round against the Indiana Pacers. Definitely they wouldn't have swept Indiana if Victor Oladipo was available. And the Pacers had home court. That's a what-if game, but here are the facts. Kyrie Irving and the Boston Celtics take on the Milwaukee Bucks, led by Giannis Antetokounmpo in the next round. They can right their wrongs with a defeat of the number one seed in the Eastern Conference. The free agency speculation waters down. At that point, the Celtics would make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And Kyrie Irving, I know it wasn't with Kawhi Leonard on Toronto, but he has literally torched the Toronto Raptors over the last few years. And if Philly got there, the Boston Celtics have pretty much owned the Philadelphia 76ers over the last few years. He'd be confident against either of those teams to make the NBA Finals for a 4th time in his career. This is an opportunity for Kyrie Irving and the Boston Celtics to stick it to everyone from fans, media, players, coaches, GMs, anonymous players, anonymous media, whomever. This is your opportunity to stick it to all of us. If the Boston Celtics can pull off the upset of the Milwaukee Bucks. We'll see.
I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. You are now tuned in.
Yeah, we locked in right now,
Mr.Taliaferro.
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 Mr. Shout out to Mr. Taliaferro.
You're watching Mr.Taliaferro TV.
Mr. Taliaferro TV. Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.